Hello, everybody. This is Thursday Night Political Hot Seat. This is a live call-in show at 727-8750. Once again, that's 727-8750. I am here with a candidate for county assessor, and that is Shirley Madison, who is a county assessor. So she's running for re-election. I guess she didn't get punished enough the first time around, so she's going to shoot for a second time around. So anyway, people remember, I will not ask the questions that you're all going to come up and ask me later on about why I didn't ask. So if you want the questions asked, you need to call in at 727-8750. Also tonight, I'm going to have a trivia question, and to where we give away a $20 gift certificate at the Red Sky Barbecue. And that'll be coming up shortly after our first intermission, which I have to announce too. But anyway, I'm here with Shirley Madison. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's glad to be back.
You're going for a second time around.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And?
And hopefully I'll win.
Hopefully you'll win. Oh, well, I think you probably have a good chance at it.
I think so. I've been running it for almost 4 years now, so I know what's going on.
Okay, I got a question. Is property prices going up in the area or not?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, more in the northern area, up around Tonopah, is where the values are going up. But we're seeing some growth here in Pahrump as well.
Okay.
Not as much as we'd like, but.
Okay, and so my property taxes aren't going to go way up then?
No, not only that, we have a cap.
A 3%.
Yeah. So in this, for everyone this year, it's 3%. So that's kind of a saving grace for taxpayers.
Well, that's been for a while now, hasn't it? Yeah.
It actually was something that was written in legislation that didn't really, it would have expired by now, but I guess they've just chosen to extend it year by year.
Yeah, what politician has the guts to get rid of it?
Yeah, that's true.
Until they want to retire, then they can do it.
Then they'll do it.
Yeah, up until then, they want to keep getting the votes. And our table is crooked here, and it rocks back and forth, and I'll be probably moving it all the time. So anyway, let's see. What's a good question? What would you like to tell us about the assessor's office?
Well, this is something I was talking to your producer about, and that is that, how different states and different counties, well, not so much, well, yeah, some counties even vary with what each office does. And so in our assessor's office here, we basically are going out and assessing value on real property, on businesses, or on we call them equipment accounts, mobile homes, those sort of things. So we get values on those. We do in our office go ahead and bill on the mobile homes and the equipment accounts, but your real property bills come from the treasurer. So, and I think that's confusing for people. They're maybe wondering why they have to go two different places, but once we tell them, explain, it usually works out. There has been some discussion about having the treasurer collect all the monies, which I think would be great. But at this point in time, your personal property and your business accounts are paid in our office. And recently I switched our office, well, recently it's been probably since April. So we are now open 5 days a week from 8 to 5, and we close from noon to 1 for lunch. And I just got lots and lots of comments from the general public. So my office is the only one out there that's open 5 days a week. So, so that should be kind of a good thing, I think, for a lot of people.
People go to your office to pay their bills.
Some of them.
And then
if it's a real property like land or your stick-built home, those sort of things, they will actually pay the treasurer.
Well, that goes to Richard Billman then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it doesn't go to him really, but he's like I am. We collect the money, we have to turn it right over. I turn all our funds over to the treasurer, and they turn it all over to the comptroller. So it doesn't stay in our coffers very long.
It just keeps moving around then.
It does.
So at your office, is everything going okay there? I mean, you say you go out and you appraise properties.
Yes, I don't. Of course, I wouldn't have time anyway. But it seems to be going. Doing the best we can. We could actually use more help, but I doubt that that's going to happen anytime soon with the economy as it is and the shortfall within the county. But I would love to have more people. You know, it's a huge county. And so, you know, when you've only got 4 appraisers, it makes it tough.
Yeah, the
to get everything.
people running for, what was that, clerk, county clerk, they told me 18,000 square miles or something, the county is. That's pretty good, you know. So I could be way out there someplace. You guys never find me, right?
Unless
you got helicopters or something.
Yeah,
I could be
or
way
you
out
have-
there
or
between
one of
2
the-
big hills and you wouldn't know I was there.
Right. That's why the appraiser up there has a spot phone, a satellite phone. 'Cause, you know, so that at least we have the coordinates. So we don't hear from her after a while. You know, then we know we have to go look for her. But yeah, it's a pretty large county. I'm 2.5 hours away from the offices, and that's on a good day. You know, providing you're not getting behind an RV or something like that.
Or a donkey.
Or donkey, yeah, right, or donkey, horses, that's happened, you know. And so, you know, I spend most of my time in Pahrump because that's where I live, obviously, and that's where the majority of the population is. But I do go up north, that's still the county seat, and there's some beautiful, beautiful area in our county up there in the northern part, just outstanding. If anybody ever gets an opportunity to really drive around, they don't know what heavens, you know, they're just staying here in Pahrump. They don't know all that we have to offer in our county.
What she said is absolutely true. I've been up there, but don't go up during the winter.
Yeah.
Go up there during the summer. Don't go up during the winter. It is so cold up there, it's unbelievable.
Yes, it gets very cold.
Once you get past Golden Field, it gets cold.
Yeah, you have to have 2 different sets of wardrobes, you know, maybe a light coat for Pahrump, and then when I pack to go up there, it's a
winter jacket.
Winter jackets, the big puff jackets and gloves and scarves and what have you. But it's pretty quiet up there. I only have 2 employees in that office.
Right.
1 deputy and, well, like I said, 1 of the appraisers. And so it's a pretty small operation now. That used to be where the bulk of the activities for the assessor went on. But now, since there's so few people, we do most of it all here in Pahrump.
So your appraisers, like the appraiser up there, or even the appraiser, is there a goal set on how many appraisals per week, month, year?
Well, it's set up within districts. So what you do is how we do it is on the land, of course, that's comparable every year. And then we pick that up from just, you know, the regular data that we get. And then they'll work with that. But on the improvements, minimum, we have to go out every 5 years. If I could say, I'd prefer to have it every year, but right now we only go out every 5 years. So what you have is we have an actual schedule, and it kind of with each district, and so there would be maybe, for example, we might do Tonopah, Gabbs, and maybe South Pahrump. That might be 1 year, and then you know. The next year it might be Round Mountain. So it's certain districts that rotate on a 5-year basis, and that's how we assess.
So you try to cover that whole district for that year to get that out of the way.
Yeah, they do, and they do. The
You
girls
got fairly nice people.
I do. I mean, I got to tell you, I got a couple of ornery ones with strong personalities, but I have some really...
I normally end up arguing with them.
But I have some really outstanding employees as well, like Marie Beck, who is probably the most senior appraiser. I mean, she's just wonderful. She's always there to help. She's in Carson City because there's some discussion on probably most people wouldn't care about, but it has to do with land use codes. And we don't really want to see any changes, but she's up there, and she's also working with our ADS Advanced Data System, which does how we keep all our records in our computer. And, you know, they're working with them on telling some enhancements. And I think she was a terrific representative from Nye County. So she's up there, and I have Debbie Orrick in the mapping department. And I mean, the entire county depends on her. Sometimes I feel like she's just worked so hard, but she does all the mapping. You know, if a parcel needs to be split, she does that. We have to do a lot of research. I mean, she is just very, very busy. And then I have all my deputies do a really good job too. So I'm pretty lucky.
Oh, well, now do you guys work, you go out, you look at somebody's property, you obviously, well, I know you take pictures and that, so you can see if there's an improvement over what it was 5 years ago, right?
Yes.
Now, do you guys check to see if people got permits or
Well,
anything like that, or do you just say
Well,
they
not-
improved the property?
yeah, we don't really get into that unless it were something that were really blatant and that maybe the appraiser felt she wanted to tell planning. But what we do is just go out and every 5 years, and here's kind of where there's a little bit of a shock with some people. Maybe they did an improvement at the end of the 5th year, and we'd already done the appraisal, and it's been up for 5 years, and they've been not being taxed on it, and then we go around, we reappraise it, and their taxes go up. So, every 5 years, it's possible that you're going to have an increase if you have done improvements. But you also see some depreciation, and we have our cap, of course. So, it's a constant juggle, let's say,
The only
constantly.
reason I brought that up, I haven't had any troubles. Of course, maybe I haven't been appraised since you've been in office, but I haven't had any trouble since you've been in office. I know the one year, at the end of the year when you get the tax thing, I did file that challenge thing or something.
Oh, the appeal.
The appeal, yeah, and I did end up down in Henderson.
Oh, at the state appeal.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they usually side on the part of the taxpayer. Did you find that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will.
And well, there was that was a big controversy, and that had to do with, and they were wanting to give a break to the people that lived in Mountain Falls, would increase
Before my
everybody
time.
else's. And I thought, why? And they came up with all their cockamamie ideas about it. And I thought, no, so I appealed mine. Then we ended up down at the state, and then, of course, the state told them you can't.
That was before me, right?
Yes, you can't do that, give everybody in this here new housing district a 15% break
Yeah.
because of people moving out, but the rest of the area goes up, no,
It needs to be fair and equitable.
Yeah.
And I do have some concerns. And of course, there's only me, and we're talking about, over 60,000 parcels. And, I'm trying to catch them as best I can. But I think we could do a better job. But again, I say we're a little shorthanded.
Well, you're short-handed, plus we're so spread out. Like I said, I could go hide between two mountains. You might not find me for a long time.
Well, we now have aerials, so you can't get
Well,
away.
you guys got a helicopter too?
No, we just...
Not a drone?
No, these are regular planes. I guess they're Cessnas, is what they tell me. But they fly. We go ahead and we contract with them to fly certain areas. We don't fly the whole county, and then it gets a little bit. They have to be a little careful up in the Beatty area because the test site and the Air Force Base, they won't let them, get all those
Maybe
properties.
they'll shoot them down.
they
Okay,
might.
well, we need to go to a commercial
Okay.
or go to a break, and we'll be right back after these messages.